Okay, so get your homework out. Get out your 7-5 homework. And let's finish that problem. We'll have
like he missed his assignment. Hey guys, let's almost coming at you.
All right, so I think yesterday we had filled in the chart. Guys, pay attention because this problem, every one of these problems is different, but this one is even more different than usual. All right, so I think we had we filled this in? Yeah. All right, so we had filled in 225, 6, 8, 51, 4, and 125. So we got all of these numbers from the problem. When we do a linear programming problem, our job, our job is to find the most economical way for Jameson to get his vitamins. What does most economical mean? Cheapest. So we want to minimize the cost. You want to minimize his daily cost. Now, what are our constraints? Well, what does this say? 2x plus 1y. Now, here's where you got to be careful. Greater than or equal to, because what is 4? 4 is the minimum need. 4 is the minimum need. He needs more than 4. Likewise, 25x plus 50y is greater than or equal to 125. Again, he needs more than 125. Wait, we don't have Bo either? Oh, wait, is he on his European vacation?
Yeah.
All right. Now, we'll go ahead and put these in here just for good measure because X is the number of pills I'm taking and it can't be negative, right? All right, here we go. We're ready to graph now. So I'll do this one in pink. So if I cover up X, Y is 4. And if I cover up Y, X is 2. Connect them. And where's it shaded?
Only above.
Out. Right, it's shaded above the line. Why is it shaded above the line? Because it's greater than. It's greater than. So now, so far, I have all of this shaded. That's what's shaded so far. Everything above that pink line. All right, use your calculator to help you if you need it. If we cover up X, then Y is 2.5. And if we cover up Y, X is 5. Connect them with a line. And where is that one shaded? Out. So I'm not gonna, it makes the board so messy. I'm not gonna actually shade the green, but I have to be above my green line and above my pink line both, right? So can you see that the stuff that's gonna be green and pink is bounded by this black that I've drawn. So all of this is green and pink. Does that make sense to everybody? I have to be above pink and above green. Now, I have 3 points. My points are 0, 4, 5, 0, and then this one right here, which is where pink and green cross. And how do I find where pink and green cross? Which green? I substitute or eliminate with, or Kramer's rule, with my 2 equations. So 2x plus y equals 4. 25x plus 50y equals 125. You could definitely substitute. I don't normally, because I don't like to do that, but I will just for practice. So if I substitute, I'm going to get this y alone. So y equals 4 minus 2x. And then I'll plug that in right here. So 25x plus 50, 4 minus 2x equals 125. Is that right? So 25x plus 200 minus 100x equals 125. Negative 75x plus 200. Oh, we're supposed to be taking a quiz too. We'll take that. Equals 125.
No, wrong day.
So 200, yeah, 200. 75x negative equals negative 75. Did you get x equals 1? I hate substitution. You get x equals 1?
Yeah.
And if x equals 1, then y must equal 3 halves. No, x is 1, y is 2. Okay, wrong spot. X is 1, y is 2. All right, now what? Now we will put in our points. So, oh, what's the cost? 6x plus 8y? So this option would be 32 cents for those. This option would be 30 cents, 5 of those. And this option would be 22 cents. All right. So what do I tell Jameson to do? Jameson should take 1 type X vitamin
Type C.
or pill, whatever you want to call it, and 2 type Y vitamins at a cost of 22 cents.
Is it 32 cents?
Is it 32?
32 cents.
I don't think so. If I plug in 1 and 2, isn't that 16 plus 6?
Yeah, you card my teeth.
Alright, so if you are here today hold up your homework paper so I can see it. If you are here today, then you do not need to turn that in, you'll get credit for it. If you've already turned it in, that's fine. If you haven't turned it in, please don't. I'm going to give everyone just credit for that.
Yeah, I already turned mine.
Because all right, now let's quickly, because we're kind of discombobulated here with our great celebration, let's quickly remind ourselves of what we're doing on this quiz. 2 problems. What are we doing? We're in Kramer's rule by hand. And how does that look? If you have a system of equations, I'll do a real simple one here. You set up a determinant, right? Right?
Yep.
The coefficients, so the x's and y's, 1, 2, negative 1. And that answer, whatever that is, becomes the denominator of my official answer, right? That number goes here and here. Then to find those, we take these guys, and if we're solving for x, we plug them in right here. And if we're solving for y, we plug them in right here. That is Kramer's rule. All right, and then the other thing we're going to do is solve a bigger system, like with x's, y's, and z's. We're going to solve it with our calculator. And what do you have to write down? You have to write down, this is the original matrix, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 3, negative 8, 1, 6, 4. That, you have to write down the original matrix, which comes from the original problem. Right? Get it all in, put it in, second matrix edit, get it all in. Then you do second matrix math, and you RREF it, and out will come a new matrix that will look something like this, with numbers here, right? And those numbers become your answer. So that's what you have to write down. Now, yesterday, what happened to us with one of our problems that we typed in, this row over here, column, did not come out to be like 5, 6, 7. It came out to be 1.398, blah, 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 blah. So what do we do if that happens? Math, and not matrix math. This is the regular math button. Enter, right? And then it will produce fractions that are then your answer. Right?
But you said if it's just like 1.5?
1.5 is fine. If you can write the decimal down without rounding it off, it's okay. All right, so get your dividers. Here we go.
Oh, this is always like subtracting.
Okay, I gotta remember, second matrix quick. Put it in, type it. Second matrix, man. Okay, I'm ready. Are you ready? Ready? Kramer's rule, you got it. Kramer's rule.
Always subtracting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Kramer's rule?
Is he deaf or you heard me ask? You heard me?
Fudge.
You
You're cooked already.
Fudge.
If it was somebody else, you could have been got a freaking divider.
And at some point, those things have to be fixed, right? So
We got it.
let's get started.
Good is to get really, really low.
Wow. How much was it?
All right, here we go.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Dang, what you trying to do that machine for? Oh, I gotta set it up.
Should be anything out with your calculator. You're not gonna take it. Have you watched any videos? So you're maybe getting him to get paid up, but we're not gonna do this anymore, you're gonna be in school. Right? That's the only way to be successful. And when do I see you again? Math is going on, okay? So make sure you. Make sure you do both sides. your quiz. After you bring it up, go ahead and get out your practice tests, and we'll get started on that. Put your dividers away too. Get out your practice tests. First quiz of the quarter, hopefully it went well.
I don't know what happened. I was just trying to erase
He's doing the math problem.
Yeah, Miss Ford, I was just working too hard.
Let's take another minute, finish up our quiz.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Do I have all the quizzes now? All right, here we go. Practice test one. Now I know that some of you want to do more of our linear programming problems, the word problems. There is one on each practice test, and then at the end, after we have all the practice tests, if we have time to do extras, we can. Of course, what else is always an option for you? Office hours, right? Is always an option. Okay. Here we go. Practice test one. Solve using substitution. Now, here's a little hint. If you don't use substitution, you get no credit. Even if the answer is right, you don't get any points if you haven't done it the right way. So make sure you read the directions, draw a line under it or whatever. This one, you're going to do substitution. So what would you suggest? Get x by itself? So x equals 7 minus 2y, that seems like a very good option, right? And then I'm gonna plug that in right here. So I get that by itself, and then whatever it equals gets plugged in right here. So 2, 7 minus 2y, minus y equals 4. Some of you are too careless, so you're gonna slow down. We're gonna distribute, so 14 minus 4y minus y equals 4. So 14 minus 5y equals 4. Everybody still with me? I'm just doing arithmetic here. Now I'll subtract 14 and divide. Okay? Now what? Plug in y. Now I know y is 2. So I'm going to plug it in right here, and it looks like x is 3. And before I turn my test paper in, if I want to check my work, I just go back to the original equation. If I put 3 in here and 2 in here, do I get 4? I do. That's how you check. You plug it back in. Make sure you have your answer. All right, any question there? All right, now we're going to solve using elimination. So again, we're very, very careful about following directions. So what do? Bottom by 3 would be one option. I think that would be the easiest option. So 2x plus 3y equals 4. 9x minus 3y equals negative 15. Always, always, always remember, when you multiply by 3, it's everything by 3. So 11x equals negative 11. So it looks like x is negative 1. And when you write your ordered pair, make sure that you're putting it in the right spot. So this is an x value, so it was here, the x spot. Plugging it in. Did you get 2 for y? Everybody okay? All right, now we're going to do the same thing, the Kramer's rule. And I did not rig this, I don't think. So who knows what will happen? Let's see. Step 1. 2, negative 4, 3 and 2. What's the value of that determinant? 4 minus negative 12, you get 16. 4 minus, always minus, negative 12. Right? All right, now let's solve for x and y. So remember, these are your x numbers, these are your y numbers. So we're going to cut these out and paste them. If I'm doing x, I'm going to cut those out and paste them in the x column. And then when I do y, I'll paste them in the y column. Tell me what you think. Is that what you got? I'm good. I am not done yet. But did you get -6 for your x determinant and -7 for your y determinant? So then you always go back, and if anything reduces, we need to reduce it. And we have 6/16, which is 3/8, and that doesn't reduce. So there is my answer. Right, I think page 1 is probably gonna be the easiest test page you've ever had in your life. Pretty easy. Now, I think page 2 is gonna be pretty easy too. Page 2 is your matrix operations. And this is the page where some of the answers might be no, can't do, right? So let's look at letter A. Can we do 2A? Yep, we sure can, and 2A will just be 2, 4, 6, -2, 2, 0, 0, 6, 2. How do we, that's called a scalar, that number 2 is called a scalar. How do we multiply by a scalar? We just distribute, right? Just distribute. Can we do B minus C? Yeah, we can, because B is a 2 by 2, and C is a 2 by 2, and the rule for subtraction and addition is they have to be the same size, and they are. So here we go. Careful. 1 minus -1. 1 minus -1. 2. -1 minus 1. -1 minus 1. -2. 2 minus 0. 3 minus 2. There we go.
I was for.
Bye, honey. I'll see you later. Okay. Everybody all right with that? How about C? Can we do A plus B? No. You cannot do A plus B. So you will write in the answer blank either the empty set symbol or the words can't do, or it doesn't work, I don't care. Somehow you indicate it's not possible. Because the dimensions aren't the same. You don't have to explain it can be 1, but you have to say it can't be done. All right, how about D times A?
Yes.
Now you gotta do it in that order, so I wrote D first, and now I'm writing A. I hope this is doable since I've written it out. What are the dimensions? 2 by 3. What are the dimensions of A?
3 by 3.
Can these be multiplied? Yes. And the product or the answer will be 2 by 3. Right? So here we go. I'm going to take row 1 times column 1. Row 1 times column 1 will give me this number right here. So row 1, here are my numbers. Column 1, here are my numbers. So first numbers, second numbers, third numbers, pair them up. So -2 minus 1 plus 0. Did you get -3? And then what will I do for this spot? still row 1, but now column 2. So still negative 2, 1, 4, but now 2, 1, 3. Oh, I got 9. I don't know. Is that about right? All right, let's go ahead. You fill in the rest of them. I'll fill in the rest of them, and we'll check. You have to be able to do this by yourself, so go ahead, fill in the rest of them. Let's see what you come up with. Yep. You really can't miss any more in this class. What is your next class? Okay, you don't need to leave it. Okay, I'll write your pass. How's that? I'll write you. You can't miss any more class of it. Alright, I kinda did that without writing it down, which could be a mistake, so let's have you check it. Mary, those your numbers? You good? You want a donut? It's hot, it's already hot. I know. At our age, it's like, can't do it. Okay, everybody all right with that one? Let's see if we can finish this section. B inverse. B inverse, all right? That's what problem E says. How do we do B inverse? 2 steps. What is the first step?
Finding the determinant.
First step is find the determinant. And the determinant is 3 minus negative 2. Did you get 5?
Yep.
That's the determinant. What is the second step?
Matrix.
New matrix. And how do we build the new matrix?
The top left and bottom.
These guys right here, switch places. So 3 and 1.
Change the sign.
That's a positive 2, so I write negative 2. That's a negative 1, so I write positive 1. And then what's my answer then? These are 2 steps. What is the final answer going to be?
3/5.
All of these numbers divided by that one. So 3/5, 1/5, negative 2/5, and 1/5. Okay. How about A times C? Can I multiply A times C? Now, Celeste is shaking her head no. Why is she saying no?
It's a 3/3 times.
Exactly. It is a 3/3 times a 2/2, and that is impossible because those numbers don't match. All right, one more. Here we go. Number 5. You can do this. Last one of the day. How do we start this problem? It is a big determinant. What do we do?
Right, the first.
So 5, 0, negative 2, 1, 3, 1. We copy them carefully. And then we start multiplying right here. So that gives me negative 15. I multiply. this gives me -4, and this gives me 0. So I multiply, 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 and then total up those answers. I got -19. So then I turn around and do the same thing. This is gonna be 6, +6. This is gonna be 10, and this is gonna be 0. So that gives me a 16. What do I do with those two numbers? Subtract in that order. So -19 minus 16, -35. So the answer to the problem is -35. Alright, so I haven't figured it out yet.